So you're thinking about getting braces, but you're not sure what to look for or how to get started in orthodontics. Trying to find the best one for you? Well, don't worry. In today's episode, we're going to talk about some tips and tricks that you can use when looking for an orthodontist to find the best match for you to make sure that your braces journey is as amazing as possible. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? Dr. Greg here, back with another episode of Braces Explained. And like I said, in today's video, I want to talk a little bit more about something that happens in the beginning of treatment, about finding the right orthodontist for you. Because I've been seeing a lot on here and on the Braces Club, people asking, do you know any good orthodontist in this area or that area? And a good orthodontist is different for every person. And this means that there's different matches that are more compatible for one another. There's certain people that might rave about one orthodontist but dislike another. And it's all about preference and connection. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about things to do so that you can find that perfect orthodontist for you. I'm actually trying to compile a list of orthodontists around the United States that I can recommend people to. But what I wanted to do was find where a lot of my viewership is from. So if I can ask you guys a huge favor, at some point, either after watching this video or right now, if you can go and visit the link in the description of today's video and type in a few things. It's completely anonymous. So I just need to know what zip code you're in and where you are on your braces journey. By doing this, I can make a list that's a little bit more comprehensive for the viewership of this channel. And I'm going to start in the United States, but I plan to grow this a little bit more. But if you could help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it because it'll be helpful for me and for all future people of this channel and for you. So please, if you can, there's the link in the description, so please visit that. And I'd love to hear from you guys. If you think that there's something I missed in this video that's very important when looking for an orthodontist, let me know in the comments of today's video so that other people can gain insight as well. This may not be an exhaustive list of all the things to look for or ask your orthodontist when you go in for a consultation, but I hope that it's helpful to at least guide you in the right direction when selecting the orthodontist that's the best fit for you. So the first thing I want to recommend everyone look for when they're about to get started on their braces journey is to make sure that you visit an orthodontist. An orthodontist is a dentist that has gone through additional years of training specifically to learn how to move teeth properly within the bone to achieve a stable, aesthetic, functional occlusion or bite, right? But this doesn't mean that general dentists cannot perform orthodontics. They can. All dentists are licensed to perform orthodontics, but to find someone that is a specialist in that, you have to find an orthodontist. So when you're looking for a place to go get your braces or Invisalign done, I'd recommend that you visit and consult with an orthodontist. The second thing I recommend everyone do before they go in for a consultation appointment is to make sure that you had a cavity check and a cleaning done. Let's say you go to an orthodontist and say, you know what, you're a great candidate, we can get started today, but you haven't had your cavity check or a cleaning done. Well, this is going to slow down your braces journey. You can't get started today if you haven't had an exam or had cavities that were taken care of. So before you go in to see your orthodontist, I recommend everyone see their general dentist first. Make sure you don't have any cavities, that you get your cleaning taken care of so it's up to date, so that if you go to the orthodontist and they say that you're a candidate, then you could be ready to rock and roll with the braces. Also, if you're considering getting any whitening done, I'd recommend you do this either before or after your braces journey. Because if you get whitening done while you're in braces, if you can imagine, the brackets or the Invisalign attachments are stuck on your teeth, right? So it can't whiten the area under it. So if you're getting whitening done, I recommend that you get this done before and or after your braces journey. For those of you that want to get whitening done at home, there's some great products. I really like the Crest White Strips. I'm going to put a link in the description of today's video just so you can get a set of those. And they'll whiten your teeth pretty well right before you get your braces on so that you can start off with clean teeth, healthy teeth, and white teeth. And the next three things are a little bit more specific to that orthodontist that you want to build that connection with. And it is all about communication, okay? You want to make sure that you find someone that takes the time to listen to you and that you are open with. So be open with your questions. Ask questions like, how long is my treatment going to take? How are we going to get there? What tools are we going to use? Are we going to have to do extractions? Are we going to need appliances? Are we going to need things like this? So that you can have an open communication and voice all these concerns with your orthodontist so that when you go home, you know you made the right decision, right? So it's very, very important to take the time and ask your questions. Get everything on the front end and make sure that you're communicating well with your orthodontist to make sure that you guys are on the same page. Some orthodontists might ask you, are you more concerned about speed of treatment, cost of treatment? These are things that they're all part of your communication. So, if you want something that's quicker, maybe Invisalign will be a better option for you in a certain case, but not quicker in another case. So it's really case dependent. Like I said, it all comes down to good communication with your orthodontist. So I highly recommend that. And on that note of communication is actually my fourth biggest tip, and that is communicating what we as doctors call the chief complaint. And that is your biggest concern. I always tell my patients, if I had a magic wand and I could fix your teeth, what would you want changed? right? So you should go into your orthodontic consultation with that mindset. Tell them what your biggest concern is. Because if you don't, the orthodontist might be fitting you to the mold of what they think is perfect, but maybe your concern is that your teeth are sticking too far forward or leaning too far back. So these are all things that are very important to put on the front end, because if your orthodontist gets to know what your goal is and you get to understand what your orthodontist goal is for you, then you guys can work together and get to that result. And they'll give you a timeline, what tools they're going to use to get you to that destination. So very important to communicate what is called the chief complaint, or your biggest concern and reason why you're going into orthodontics. And last but not least, a big thing to look for when you are finding an orthodontist is to find an orthodontist that is well equipped in the tools that you are interested in using in your journey. So I always say this: orthodontic tools, brackets, wires, aligners, these are all tools that orthodontists use to get you from point A to point B, right? Now, the destination should be the same with all of these products, but maybe you're very concerned about the aesthetics of the journey. Maybe you don't want braces, you only want aligners. Well, in doing that, you can find orthodontists that are more trained with using aligners, or let's say you really want to use lingual braces. Well, there's certain orthodontists that have an affinity towards lingual braces. They like using lingual braces more than they like using braces that are on the front side of your teeth or aligners. So finding an orthodontist that's well equipped in the tools that you're interested in, and at least getting a consultation with them and explaining your concerns and seeing if you are a candidate for these products. So like I said, these last three were kind of similar, and the bottom line is that they all really require open communication. I think it's very important to be open with your orthodontist and have these conversations early on so that there's no surprises down the road. Because a lot of the times, the last thing you want is to have a situation where you don't like going to your orthodontist and that they're not listening to you. And that's like the worst thing that could happen in this entire process, because you're investing a lot of time, a lot of money, and you want to have that result that you can cherish for the rest of your life. This is something that you see whenever you smile. So you want to be really happy with the result. Like I said, if you guys can, please visit that link in the description so I can know a little bit more where a lot of the viewership is for this channel, so that I can start compiling that list of orthodontists that I would recommend after start interviewing people and doing stuff like that. So please help me out with that so I can help you guys out a little bit more. And if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with more content like this. I really enjoyed doing this, and I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in today. I hope you guys found this content useful, and I hope that you guys all stay safe, healthy, and happy out there, and make sure to keep smiling until our next video on the channel. For now, Dr. Greg out.